What's up, guys? Dr. Seth here to solve more of your powerlifting problems. So everybody wants to talk about SI joint pain. Everyone wants to say that they have a sketchy SI joint. Everyone wants to say their SI joint hurts. Everyone wants to wonder why their SI joint hurts. So we are going to get to the bottom of that and what you can do about it to not have that SI joint pain. Now, the first thing we need to get over is just by saying that it's your SI joint that hurts, we're probably misleading ourselves at least just a little bit. So if you're feeling pain in that SI joint, if you're feeling pain lateral to the spine, kind of above the top of the glute, that's where you are feeling it. That's where you're perceiving the pain site to be. The problem with that is that point discrimination within the low back is not very good. And there are so many structures that will refer pain to that area. So like, just because your SI joint hurts, that doesn't mean that the SI joint is in itself the problem. Second to that is that by trying to blame pain on a single structure, we are reducing the pain experience and we're going to miss the big point of pain. And the big point is that for whatever reason, we are perceiving threat and that threat results in the experience of pain. There's so much that can go into that perception of threat. There's things like our stress levels, our fatigue, our sleep, our diet, our health, our perceptions, our beliefs. There are so many things that can go into that perceived threat, so that if we only address it by saying, oh, it's your SI joint's out, go get adjusted, we're not going to solve the problem. With pain being the result of perceived threat, with us not being able to say for sure that just because we're feeling it there that that's the problem, what the hell can we do about it? Well, what we're gonna do is we're going to take the movements that we feel that perception of threat, the movements that we experience pain in, and we are going to break those movements down into their components and then go, okay, which of these components suck? Which of these components do we suck at? Which can we get better at? And then we get better and build them, then we put it all together. So if I have someone dealing with pain in the area of the SI joint, if they feel like their SI joint is the issue, what am I going to have them do? Well, first, I'm going to see how their hips rotate. If their hips rotate well, we leave that alone. Second, I'm going to see their hip hinge quality. I'm going to see whether or not they can hinge on both legs. I'm going to see whether or not they can hinge on one leg. I'm going to see if there's discrepancy in their ability to hinge on one leg versus the other. I'm going to see if any of that is painful. Then I'm going to look at, can they control lumbar flexion? Can they control lumbar extension? Can they run lumbar flexion with hip flexion? Can they run lumbar extension with hip flexion? What sucks? What doesn't suck? Where can they get better? The next thing I'm going to look at is, how does their lumbar spine rotate? How are they able to laterally bend? How are they able to control their pelvis in relation to their lumbar spine and to their torso? And it's like, whatever sucks in any of those is what we're going to focus on and is what we're going to work on. So like in the case of hip rotation, if their hip isn't rotating well, we're going to work on improving their ability to rotate at the hip, then we're going to improve at their ability to load into rotation, and then we're going to improve on their ability to rotate the hip in conjunction with moving their spine, moving their pelvis, moving their torso. And that's what's going to translate back to their ability to squat and deadlift without pain. If it's lumbar flexion that's irritated, we are going to work on building tolerance to lumbar flexion first. Once we build tolerance to lumbar flexion, we're going to put that together with hip flexion, and then we're going to put that together with actually squatting and deadlifting. So it's like, if we have pain in the SI joint, we just need to figure out what part of the movement is causing us to get pissed off, what part of the movement is where that perceived threat is originating, and then we just need to address that perceived threat and build it and train it so that that movement, that loading that movement becomes less threatening to us. And it's like with any amount of pain or with any pain site, with any pain area, with any injury, if we want to get over it, if we want to do something about it, we just need to figure out what causes us to hurt, and then how can we break it down, scale it, and then progress loading, progress range of motion, progress complexity back to what we want to do. And if we do that, we are going to be able to do whatever activity we want without pain in that area. All right, guys, training is the tool. We just need to strategize how we're going to train, and we're going to get out of pain. We're going to be able to use our bodies. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys know someone with SI joint pain, share it with them. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that jazz. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.